even play chess?
No, I don't play chess, Andrew.
Do you even know how many pieces there are in chess? I'm going to be playing a lot of chess in prison. Actually,
well, Andrew, I look forward.
I would drive a supercar so fast that I would die from it. I would drive it so fast that I would die.
But if you're in the Matrix, I mean, that speed isn't even real, right? And that supercar, why are you so proud of a car if it's all an illusion? It's just code. Didn't the system give you that car? Seems like you've just trapped yourself in a web of the Matrix itself has taken you, and all of this persona you've created around yourself is as much of an illusion as the illusion you preach that men need to escape from. You've built yourself a prison in Romania to the point where you set yourself up in a room where the authorities are immediately able to apprehend you and force you to submit to their whims. Wouldn't a true Matrix man have escaped into a paradise of his own creation? It seems like this is all an elaborate farce meant to scam young men of their money for your ridiculous masculinity courses.
Vito, I could kick your head off right now.
But as I was saying, the world isn't designed to make you feel fucking comfortable. So there's no problem if someone is static. I don't give a shit. There is like you can't convince me that someone looking at someone else is a problem. All right, like if that's it, like they're just looking, they're allowed to look. There is no crime against looking, and there shouldn't be. So with that out of the fucking way. How does V feel about us looking at him? Do I feel objectified? Yes. Stop it. You're raping me with your eyes, chat.
Was it as someone was mentioning they were walking in their town and they saw I can't remember, I think it was one of the guests on Open Bar where they were saying they saw like a poster for hiring and it was like, we don't discriminate based on sex or race. And then underneath it was like minorities and women, please apply or whatever. Yeah. It's just like,
Well, the government now is going to seize your businesses. The government runs the businesses. And you, comrade, you're unfortunately a rightist because you were unjustly taking more than you were due, and you owned a business or you owned property, or you were just a farmer who just did too dang well. And well, now you're a kulak, as they called them. And unfortunately, you need to be killed for the good of the community. And they did that. They killed people by the tens of millions. And when people finally got their workers' paradise, well, you can frankly look at the Soviet Union when people were assigned their jobs and people were assigned their spouses and nobody owned anything and everybody was assigned their place to live. And people owned nothing and they were not happy. And I think that's what it comes down to. You can own nothing and you're not going to be happy. And we've seen over and over again that these practices do not make people happy.
I wish lying was impossible for humans. Do you understand how many conflicts we would have if lying was impossible? Do you not understand like how many conflicts are avoided because people lie? Dude, you do not know what you're wishing for. Like if lying was impossible, do you know like sometimes you just don't want to talk to people, right? And someone calls you. Now it's not their fault that they called you, right? Like they don't know you're in a bad mood or whatever. And imagine like you're picking up the phone and it's a friend of yours or someone. And you know, like normally you like them, but in that particular moment you just don't. And you're like, you know what, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. And you hang up the phone. Now you're being honest. How do you think your friend is going to react? Put yourself in his shoes, right? Like you're calling someone and they're telling you to fuck off. And you're like, oh, why is that happening? No, like it's a good thing you can lie. Yeah, The Invention of Lying is a movie that addressed that, but like in The Invention of Lying, that the main character was the only one who could lie. Yeah, the Ricky Gervais movie. No, but like there's another one with Jim Carrey, right? Where he also can't lie anymore, and he's a lawyer. But people don't know what they wish for. Like lying is very important. Obviously, I'm talking about white lies here, or, you know, like to avoid a conflict. If a woman comes up and asks you, like, how do I look in this dress? don't tell her she looks like a cow, okay? Unless you want to have the conversation. If you want to have the conversation, that's fine. That's up to you. But like, it's a good thing you can lie. The problem is that others lie too. Well, you need to have a filter. You need to have the good code. I don't want people to be deluded regardless. Can you imagine a world without lying? Like, you wouldn't be able to have fiction. Yeah, and actually that was addressed in the Ricky Gervais movie. Like, a world without lying, you wouldn't be able to have fiction. Because, like, fiction is lying, right? You pretend something exists that doesn't. I'm thinking of anything that would be good in such a universe, and I really can't think of many. So yeah, no, it's good that we lie. I'll put it like that.
Men, like black men, brown men, indigenous men, queer men, trans men, etc. Those people that like face oppression, they experience oppression, but it's not solely due to their identity as a man.
We can't point to any disadvantages faced by women, and we can point to disadvantages faced by men, but we are nevertheless concluding that women are disadvantaged and men are not, because intersectionality. Are you getting it yet? They don't give a shit about black people or brown people or queer people or trans people. All of this is about men and women. And they don't give a shit about women either. All they are is dogmatically determined to erase men from existence. And they don't care who else gets caught in the crossfire. Say it with me.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop, ever, until you are dead.
And while the rest of you are arguing about races and nationalities and sexual persuasions and how to protect the children and how to save women's identity from being erased, while you're all swiping the air trying to swat away all these tertiary symptoms that are only meant to distract you, the machine keeps grinding away at its prime directive.
One more. How about this one?
Drones. My job in the Army the past couple of years has been countering drones, shooting them out of the sky or otherwise shooting them.
Cool.
They are really, really hard to hear at not even that high of an altitude, depending on what kind of drone it is. But for the kind that you guys are talking about dropping these fucking grenades, they're much higher than you think they are.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You saw that when we did that? Watched the grenade drops? And I was like, oh, shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't see them very easily, especially if you're injured and fucking crawling around in a trench. Drones are a fucking problem for anyone getting killed by them. But yeah, fascinating shit. Go fuck yourself.
I want to hear. I want to hear more about what. So he's counter drone, strikes or whatever, right? Like,
yeah, he has drones that are even higher.
Yeah. Dropping grenades on the drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what do they use drones to shoot down drones? Do they,
Probably, right?
It's cool.
Yep. So I constantly need to remind myself of that. And these people are basically trying to shame you into staying out of public life so you cannot be seen or heard. Oh, man, I wish. I'm fucking sick of hearing about you cunts all the fucking time. Jesus Christ. Seriously,
Let him have it, Tail. You bloody tell him, mate.
Right, no, right. Seriously, right. I'm in this group chat on WhatsApp, and people were talking about like Gaelic and stuff like that in it. And someone just mentioned in passing that there was this BBC program that was on recently about Christianity in the Western Isles. I was at my mum and dad's house, and I said, "Oh, somebody mentioned this thing. Could we stick on iPlayer and watch it?" Ben Fogle sat down with a fucking tranny and starts talking about the trans community and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, fuck off! You just said everything.
Where was this? In some obscure Scottish island?
An island with like 215 people on it, right? And I know what people if there, in the unlikely event that there are any social justice types watching this, like, it's because
fuck you, Quick Sticks.
Yeah, fuck you, Quick Sticks. You guys have always had programs about straight white men. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's not been about straight white men. That's not been the thing that was important when they were talking. They're not like, yes, as a straight white man, blah 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 blah. That literally never happens, right? However, when it's about you guys, it's always as a trans person and I'm oppressed and blah, 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 blah. It's like, just fucking grow up. Seriously.
I might clip this rant out and put it in videos from now on. Whenever someone says like trans community, it'll be you say trans community. Yeah, I'm stealing that.
Whenever anyone uses the word community, that's the way that it sounds in my head. Community.
You don't even realize you're eating Styx Hexenhammer's dead fucking atoms. Ha! Joke's on you. That perch, that flounder you just ate. Ha ha ha. It's got a piece of my brain inside of it. That'd be pretty cool.